Time to abandon ship.
Oh no!
Here we go!
Can I persuade you to join us for a drink? It's a tradition.
Here, here.
Jar Jar, homie, my main man, quickly. Before the Separatists attack, get into the escape pod.
Hey! This is escape, then we're the pod.
Welcome back to Star Wars Escape Pod and our first after show episode for Maul Shadow Lord, talking about the first two episodes of the highly acclaimed series premiering right now on Disney Plus. And we've got a very big group of the fellas here, and we're going to be breaking these episodes down and giving them our Pablo points of poodoos and just kind of making connections and more. And we'll see what else ever comes up, around here. Sometimes you get the odd Star Wars dues, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, let's introduce everybody in just a moment here and just dive right in.
Another happy landing.
All right, welcome back, and hello there to our co-host Blake.
Josh, I noticed you are playing the music for the trailer intro, or even the episode intro. Why didn't you?
Well, this is the
play,
theme. This is
it
the
technically a theme?
This is the music from Kevin Kiner and Sean Kiner and Diana Kiner, I think it is. It's the track is called Shadow Lord, and it is so far the only released track, I believe, from the series.
I wanted to say that this is a Darth Maul show, so it was a good opportunity to open with Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, I know. Well, there it is, right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go.
It's kind of included in the... Yeah. Shout out to Kevin for including Duel of Fates in that theme. I don't know
if I noticed that when watching.
Yeah,
cool.
It's great. Yeah, you hear it kind of first thing in the first episode a few times, so it's really nice. It's really nice that they kind of have those callbacks. But all right, so tonight joining us again as well as our other co-host Kirk from the Upside Down. Hello there, sir. If Kirk is there.
Hello. Maybe the signal got broken. Can we bounce it off anywhere in between?
I don't know. Maybe the signal's getting lost over Hawaii, something like that. Who knows?
Matt's a little closer. Matt, can you bounce the signal over for us?
Yeah.
Roger.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
and hello to Matt. Welcome back, sir. All right, and we have Dan joining us tonight again. Hello there, Dan.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us again this week. And last but not least, we've got our good friend Nick joining us tonight. Hello there, sir.
Hello. Good to be back. It's been a hot minute.
It has. I was trying to think, when was the last time that you were on? I always try and ask that question if it's been a while between visits, but...
It's been so long. I think it might have been the last Star Wars show, and I can't even remember what that was. It was so long ago.
I think it was either Skeleton
Andor?
Crew or Andor. It could have been one of those, maybe.
Whichever was the most recent, I think.
Wait, are you thinking of Rogue One?
I know for sure you were on when we did Ahsoka, but I forget.
I think I was on for at least one or two episodes of the Andor one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Season 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
The better question.
And I'm pretty sure Skeleton Crew as well.
Maul Shadow Lord has a Rotten Tomatoes score for the audience, ranking it in third place in all of Star Wars Rotten Tomatoes rankings. So that's so far. That could change, of course, because Andor was like also 90-something%, and now it's gone down to like 89%. But so far it's pretty good. So far it's getting pretty good scores. So
Is this based off the first 2 episodes, or is it like people have seen more of the episodes?
I think it's based off the first 2 because this is specifically audience ratings and not critic ratings. But yeah, that's it's doing pretty well with the audiences so far. And you know, what we'll do is we'll kind of start with chapter 1 and then go into chapter 2 after. I'll read a bit of the summary for the episodes, and then you know, we can just kind of dive right in. So we'll kick things off with chapter 1, The Dark Revenge. This episode premiered on Disney Plus, April 6, 2026. And the summary goes as, after the rise of the Galactic Empire, former Sith Lord Maul, now no longer Darth, seeks vengeance against members of the Shadow Collective, a group of criminals he united during the Clone Wars who betrayed him. On the planet Janix, Maul's followers rob a bank owned by a crime lord, Nico Demas. Janix Tactical Defense Force, or otherwise known as the TDF, Captain Brander Lawson investigates with his droid partner, Two Boots, and discovers Maul's involvement. Lawson chooses not to report this to the Empire, hoping to avoid Imperial interference on Janix. Fugitive Jedi Devon Izara is arrested for shoplifting, and her master or Jedi friend, we don't really know, his name is Iko Diodaki, tells her to cooperate with the TDF to avoid drawing attention. Demas meets with rival crime lord Ludi Vario and blames him for the robbery. Vario claims Demas and flees. Pursued by Maul's followers, Lawson saves Vario and arrests him. Maul and his followers attack the TDF precinct and defeat the officers to get to Vario, who offers to help Maul to kill the Pike Syndicate leader, Marg Krim, in exchange for being spared. Maul also frees Izara, believing her to be a potential apprentice that he has had visions of in the recent past. So this first episode was like loaded, you know, like there was like a lot going on here. They have to pick up plot lines developed first in the Clone Wars. They have to kind of make it a new entry point for viewers that have never seen the Clone Wars. And, you know, there was a whole lot of world building as well, because we've never seen Janix before either. So this was quite something. So I mean, let's hear it from Blake first. Like, what did you think going into this?
Man, I gotta tell you, it did feel a lot like coming home. Just after being so long since any fresh Clone Wars stuff. I know we had Bad Batch, but I feel like they had a bit of a different vibe because it was just around like their team. Kind of came across differently to me. With this, it just felt like I was just like right back there again, except everything was even smoother animations and higher detailed. And I gotta tell you, the art style for this, I'm definitely digging it.
Nice.
I'm very excited for the show. I had very high expectations, and it exceeded them. It was awesome.
Yeah. What about you, Kirk? What'd you think watching the first episode?
Yeah, I was I'd echo what Blake's saying. Like, I really am enjoying it. I think the visuals are probably my favorite and strongest part as well. I'll probably have to go back and watch some previous Clone Wars episodes just to refamiliarize myself with what's going on. But yeah, as you said, like I find that picking up, not even just watching the Clone Wars shows, it's still like, you know, good to follow. And yeah, the first episode especially was pretty packed.
Nice, awesome. What about you, Dan? What's on your mind?
I loved this show. It looked beautiful. The art style kind of reminded me of Arcane, the Netflix show. Some like really nice visuals. I like the characters. Like it was fun. It was the good things about Star Wars. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, awesome. Nick, what about you?
I also really liked it. I guess the one thing I didn't like about it was that it was a little short for like the season premiere and the first episode. They weren't too long, but the actual show, just like getting immersed in it, I liked it. Yeah, I like what everyone else is saying. I like the art. The music is good. I mean, hearing Maul's voice like all the time is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because he has a very, very distinct voice.
Mm-hmm.
And just getting into his life more. I think that's going to be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the storyline. I like where it's headed. A few cool plot points as well, with right off the bat with that other sort of Jedi Padawan that he's trying to get to team up with him.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see where that's going to go.
Yeah. that's a keen observation because, like, I mean, in the old expanded universe, you know, Darth Talon is kind of a speculated character to have had ties to Darth Maul in George's version of the sequels, and you know, that's something that I guess he kind of like how he really liked the comic book character for Ayla Secura and then put her in the movie. I think, you know, it's once again kind of a sign of Lucas looking at the old EU and being like, hey, like this character is cool, let's recycle into canon. That story never happened, and then here we are all these years later with, you know, Dave Filoni kind of doing the helm of all the animated projects, and it makes me think like, hey, maybe you know, maybe he's going somewhere with this, right? Like, which is kind of interesting to think about. But what about you, Matt? What's on your mind? What do you think of this premiere?
So far so good. Like, I agree with everything that's said so far, and right off the bat, the beginning was pretty incredible, and yeah, it was nice to see like Darth Maul's silhouettes and some nice cloth sim going on.
Yeah.
Which resembling like his silhouette from episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, yeah, with the world, I'm loving it, and with the characters, so, you know, so far so good. The story, and as we're getting into like the whole like crime kind of syndicate thing, and this crime story, and the police chase was awesome, and getting to know like the TDF and just, you know, the whole, again, like the whole world building. Pretty exciting. It's pretty fun, and I really like the character Vario.
Yeah. Hold on, what's his name? I'm just looking for it here.
Vario. Yeah, he's the guy Demas.
What
and
character is that? Want to explain it?
He's that little blue. He's like the little blue dude that's in the kind of the big robot suit with Demas.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Vario, Vario, yeah.
Vario, yeah. And so far, like his performance has been really good, and like he's a great character.
Yeah,
nice. It was a fun idea that there's this like really scrawny, tiny alien who's a robot suit who's a crime lord.
Yeah,
right.
That was fun.
Then also, you know what's funny? Then that made me think too of like a little bit of, I don't know why, I was thinking of Grievous a little bit. And he's like this little, you know, little slime ball in this big robotic suit that smells funny, kind of like, you know.
Right. This little nod there.
Nod there to the last episode.
There's some interesting Easter eggs and other things like kind of to note, I guess, throughout what we saw in this first episode. You know, we saw the return of some Zabraks from you know, Maul's homeworld, and I guess you know, they kind of, unlike some of the ones that we've seen with Savage Press in the Clone Wars series, like these guys look a little more familiar to us, I guess, in the likes that they look kind of like Maul. You know, they have like the more reddish orange skin, they've got the reddish eyes, they've got the tattoos, where Savage Press was you know, very like yellow and black.
The yellow.
Yeah, just different, right? Like, I mean, we've seen Zabraks of all kind of colors and different things, but it is, I think we were kind of talking about this offline with Nick in the you know, at lunchtime, and you know, we're just kind of saying like, yeah, it's like, you know, I guess we haven't really seen a whole lot of red Zabraks throughout animated Star Wars stuff. So it's kind of cool.
I don't think we've seen a lot of them outside Dathomir either, to be honest. So it's kind of neat to see them in like underground crime syndicate situations, which was something they always pushed in the EU stuff, like the games and stuff. So it's nice to see that on screen.
Yeah, it also suggests that at some point Maul returned to Dathomir, because we never saw him with any kind of Zabrak allies during his time in the Clone Wars, you know, seeking power and taking over Mandalore. Like, he never had any alliance with any of the Dathomiri people or any of the Zabraks or anything like that. So it's kind of neat to see that maybe he's, you know, in his desperation gone back to his roots and really tried to seek out any kind of hired help or mercenaries or, you know, people who might find him I guess a more lucrative prospect as far as a guy who's finding those jobs, because, you know, let's be honest, like Maul is really that kind of person now, right? Like, he's like kind of become the mastermind planner behind his own little schemes. So
his schemes,
yeah. So it's kind of cool to see like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, and like bounty hunters would be now going to him, right? Like he has learned something from being a Sith apprentice to Palpatine for all those years. He's learned something from being a master to his brother and then failed him as a master, right? Like he has learned from all these experiences that he's had. And it's interesting to see that maybe between the two shows, in the small time jump that happened there, that maybe he was in such a desperate situation after his final duel with Ahsoka on the crashing ship in the Clone Wars finale right after Order 66, that, you know, all he had was his wits and no lightsaber and, you know, like a ship. And blasting off into hyperspace. Like, where's he going to go? And I guess in a lot of situations, a lot of people would just go home. And so it's interesting to think, like, oh, yeah, maybe the Zabraks kind of joined him there, right? He's also got some still loyal Mandalorian followers that have kind of caught up with him.
That part was interesting. I thought they would have all ditched him as a leader by this point.
Yeah, like Rook Cast is one of the main characters, the one that the lady that we see without her helmet on. Like, she's kind of the most loyal one. Her first appearance was in the Son of Dathomir unadapted Clone Wars episodes that got they got adapted into the 4-part comic series back when Clone Wars was first canceled. And then she was brought into the animated show for season 7, and we did see her in that battle with Ahsoka and Captain Rex and all that, like she was there. And here she is again. So kind of neat to see her back, and she is voiced by none other than Vanessa Marshall, who plays Hera Syndulla in Star Wars Rebels. So great to see returning Star Wars family actors. So that was really cool. Duel of Fates. Duel of Fates was in the theme. Really cool.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, before I keep going down the list, so is there anything you guys want to bring up here? Like anything so far?
I was curious for some clarification, because originally I expected the show to be almost entirely on Coruscant, but I don't think we're on Coruscant here, right? Is this like Nar Shaddaa or something?
What's the planet called?
Planet Janix.
Janix, yeah, thank you.
Janix.
Yeah, that was confusing. At first, I thought it was Coruscant, and then I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, it's a different planet. Like, I wish they had a thing at the beginning that said.
That would have been nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was left the same thing. I think partway through, I'm like, this isn't Coruscant. And I assumed it was Nar Shaddaa at that point, but I guess that's wrong to you.
Yeah. Something I really liked about this show that I never saw coming was the continuation of the Shadow Collective storyline, because that was, I don't know how well you guys remember his story in the Clone Wars with the Shadow Collective, but the Shadow Collective was that little story arc that he had with Darth Maul, Savage Opress, and right off the back of kind of him coming back. And went on a spree of jetting around the galaxy, making allies with the Pikes, the Hutts, Black Sun, Death Watch, Crimson. Crimson Dawn was sort of.
I don't think they're around yet.
No, they're not around yet. But like in the finale of season 7, you see Dryden Voss as like a guy on the hologram, like when he's talking. So it's kind of weird, right? It's like, oh well, like is Crimson Dawn his, or was it kind of like a fledgling thing before that Maul maybe like became the leader of later? Like I don't.
I had a question about that in regards to this episode, actually.
Yeah.
Well, he mentions Crimson Dawn as already existing in this episode, but I had always thought that he formed Crimson Dawn.
Oh, did he actually? Did he actually mention
Solo? Right? Yeah, he drops Crimson Dawn as one of the syndicates.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I guess it's like already a thing and not something that he creates, because the Shadow Collective was really his baby. Like that was like the alliance between all the different.
I wonder if that's a retcon.
Yeah, I wonder, because I think a lot of us just assumed like, oh, hey, Crimson Dawn is the organization he went off to make after the Shadow Collective failed.
Yeah, because that's what he's revealed as the leader of Solo, right?
Yeah, he's kind of the big baddie at the very end there. That because Dryden Voss is killed by Kira. Kira calls Maul. We assume that Maul is kind of the guy behind Shadow Collective, right? Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, like maybe there's a bit of story to expand on there. But that was something that I really appreciated was, this vengeance story. Because of course, Maul's coming back. He's got scores to settle, and his previous allies apparently have betrayed him. Like they haven't given anything to him to work with, I guess. Like I don't really know what happened, but maybe we'll kind of get more information as time goes by. But I like that it was kind of political and kind of harder to follow, and just a bit like it wasn't afraid to go to those depths of like assuming that you're kind of you're able to really dig deep with this character and with the world around him, and wasn't really trying to keep things fluffy, for the 8-year-olds and 13-year-olds watching. Like it was really.
No, it was dark, which was like Maul's episodes from Clone Wars, which I always thought were super well done.
Yeah.
Like a dark crime drama.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. Yeah, totally. So like I really appreciate all that too. Does anyone have any thoughts about his I guess the other side of this plot, with the local law enforcement, not reporting things to the Empire, recognizing who this guy potentially could be, the Janix Tactical Defense Force. We've spent a little time in this episode getting to know Captain Brander Lawson. And I don't know, does anyone have any thoughts about that side of the story? Because this seems to also be kind of a parallel, we're seeing the villain and the villain side of the story, but we're also seeing some kind of a protagonist as well. Not including a Jedi Padawan on the run or whatever, but
and two boots.
Yeah, and two boots. Yeah.
Something that my wife actually picked up on that she really enjoyed is that side of the story is starting to feel like a really good kind of like a crime drama, or like Castle or CSI or something, which is like pretty cool. Come about that part. I don't know if there's kind of been some Clone Wars episodes, but I feel like it didn't have the same kind of like drama level that we're getting in this, which is fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't look this up, so maybe we could figure this out. Is Two Boots voiced by the same guy who plays Moss in the IT Crowd?
Yeah, Richard Ayoade or something. How do you pronounce his last name?
He's a really unique voice.
Yeah, Ayoade. I don't know if I'm botching that.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yeah, but he also played Q90 from The Mandalorian. He was in that episode that had that heist happen, like in season 1, where they break out that crazy Twi'lek.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so he voiced
Q90.
Yeah, Q90. Well, his name was just Zero. I think they just called him Zero, and he had that like bug-eyed kind of faceplate, and he was their designated pilot.
I'm looking it up. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's been long enough that I don't actually remember that in high detail.
Yeah. And I remember like him being such a great casting choice for a droid because long before he was cast as a character in Mandalorian, I remember when we played a Star Wars role-playing game together, and I made a character loosely kind of based on his voice, like from the IT Crowd. And
oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, and it was a great character. I forget what his name was now that I made, but I think I've talked about this like once or twice before, but it was such a just a feel good moment, like when you watch that episode, like, oh, man, that's the voice that I was like doing in like all those years, like,
right.
And then you find out that it's actually like the guy that you're like, that you made your character on, and now here he is again playing a second droid.
Gosh, you and Dave Filoni are like in sync. It's crazy. Maybe you should be his apprentice.
Who knows? Maybe I am. Living life in the shadows.
That's how you do the impressions so accurately. I knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dave's just in the other room behind him there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Does anyone have anything else you want to bring up about this first episode here?
I really liked the storyline with Lawson and Two Boots. Like, I like the fact that they came at it from like kind of like a police force aspect, and it kind of reminded me of Andor, like how you're getting like, instead of like the big Empire and the rebels, like the big forces, you're getting more like regular everyday life aspects in this universe.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, obviously he hasn't watched Andor because he's refusing to report anything to the Empire. And we know how that turned out for Cyril. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, cereal. There's one thing I do want to mention. The lightsaber that he uses in this episode is in fact the same lightsaber that we last saw him with in season 7 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. He was disarmed by Ahsoka in their duel. We'll have to assume that Rook Kast was actually the one who probably recovered the lightsaber from the city below. And then gave it to him later at whenever they met up again. So once again, there's a benefit to having some time jumps there because it leaves things open to speculation, and I guess you can kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit more. But truth be told, I think that thing was probably a goner. So, but it is kind of neat to see it back again. So that's
was it a dual bladed lightsaber?
Yeah, it was half of his original lightsaber, his broken half from the Phantom Menace, and then the other half was that sort of like grilled kind of design. And weirdly enough, it is the exact same. Like half of Maul's lightsaber, the new half that is the same half that is the new yellow lightsaber that Ventress uses in the canceled Clone Wars arcs, which I think then was redesigned for the Tales of the Underworld series, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think she has yet another lightsaber in the Tales of the Underworld series, which is kind of back to another curved hilt. She's had a lot of lightsabers too, so I could be losing track now, but
man, they're just losing the lightsabers wherever they go. Don't they know that weapon is their life?
Yeah, I know, right? Like it's like they just want to die or something.
That's a good point.
All right.
But confirming the timeline. I might be late to the party, but so it's like post Clone Wars and before Rebels, or before?
Yeah, post Clone Wars almost right away. Overlapping Bad Batch.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. One more casting sort of call out that I'm going to give, even though everyone is worth calling out and all very talented people. David W. Collins, serving as a prominent guy around Skywalker Sound. Most people might recognize him as Proxy from The Force Unleashed video games, but he actually voices that quirky little like probe droid thing that shows up.
Oh, really? Like Maul's droid?
Yeah, Spybot. I think his official name is Spybot, but
that's pretty cool. I like that droid a lot. Kind of like an evil version of Ivan Versio's droid.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that. He's voiced by David W. Collins. Okay, yeah, I think we could probably move on to the second episode, but before
you want to do our rating now, or
yeah, we should. Together? Yeah, we can do our rating now. Yeah. So all right, let's see who's Nick. It's been a while since Nick's been on the show. Nick,
well, let's explain it first.
Can Nick describe what Pablo Points and Poodoos is?
Good luck, man.
Okay, I think I can. I've heard it so many times. Okay. So Pablo Points and Poodoos is essentially a rating system of how, like a star rating system of how he'll let you enjoy the episodes. And it's essentially on a scale of 7, ranging from 3 Poodoos, which is like the worst show you've ever seen, up to 3 Pablo Points, which is the best show you've ever seen. And then there's a Bendu, that's a middle one. So it's essentially 1 to 7 stars, but in a fun way.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
That's more or less the gist of it.
For sure. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Nailed it.
So that being said,
it's taken me 2 years, but I finally understand the rating system.
Yeah, me too.
Now you can work on Boga's advocate rules.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, one step at a time. One step at a time.
Oh man. All right. So what would you give this one, Nick?
Okay. Let's see. I've definitely got it. I liked it, but I definitely need to give it room to grow. So I'm going to say 1.5.
1.5 Pablo points?
1.5 Pablo points.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's like a solid 75%, I think.
I'm not going to go like 2.5 right off the bat. I think kind of wait and see kind of how the rest of the show progresses.
Okay.
But what you're saying is it theoretically could have achieved that.
Possibly, but then I'd be disappointed.
Right.
I'm putting it there so that I'm not just giving like, oh, this one's a 3, and then the next episode's even better. Well, okay, well I guess I'll also have to give it a 3, but it was actually better. So I'm trying to grade this on a curve here.
Okay.
I'm hoping for some pretty killer episodes, because the first couple were like, or I guess we're only doing the first one, but it's a good setup. But I hope there's some real
good
bangers
payoff.
during the season. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
Very diplomatic. I like it.
Very diplomatic. Yeah. All right. Matt, what about you, man?
I'm just gonna say I'm going with a 2 to Pablo's.
Okay. Solid. All right. Kirk.
I think I might go for the same 1.5 for me. 1.5 Pablos.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Dan.
Solid 2 Pablos.
2 Pablo points. Okay. Blake.
I will also be giving 2 Pablo points. I feel like I have nothing to complain about, but it just doesn't feel quite right to go higher than that. So let's go with that.
That's fair. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm also kind of sitting at it too. I thought it was solid, but yeah, I wasn't, weirdly enough, I wasn't blown away. But I loved it. I loved what I saw. But I feel like there's better to come, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see. Okay, so that leaves the team average at hold on a second. Didn't program that cell. I will get back to you with the team average. All right, let's dive into episode 2 here. So episode 2 premiered April 6th, same day on Disney Plus. This chapter is called Sinister Schemes. Lawson and other officers pursue Maul's group through the streets of Janix. Daki uses the Force to intervene in an attempt to save Azara, but Maul distracts him and the TDF by endangering several civilians, allowing Maul and his followers to escape to the hideout in the lower levels of Janix. Maul imprisons Vario and Azara in separate vaults. He tells Azara that she was indoctrinated by the Jedi and must now adapt to the new state of the galaxy after the Empire destroyed the Jedi Order. Lawson struggles with being overworked and not being able to spend time with his son, Riley. Under pressure from the TDF chief, Cleiss, I think it is, and the governor of Janix to resolve the matter quickly, Lawson meets with a criminal contact, Rena Sewell, for information on Maul and the Shadow Collective. He is secretly followed by Daki, that's the little Jedi guy. Vario provides Maul with information on a Pike transport and suggests that they attack it as a way to draw out Krim. Maul does this himself, killing the Pike crew and stealing their cargo. He encourages Azara to escape from her prison if she wishes to, and later she uses the Force to break out of the vault. So we see Maul kind of planting the seeds for setting her free, almost like psychologically. Like he's definitely playing some mind games with Azara, and at the same time, like we see him once again like using Daki, a prisoner of his own, to his gain, profiting off that by attacking the Pike, seeking and getting his revenge. And probably starting what's going to become a longer-winded revenge story against his previous allies in the Shadow Collective. So let's start with you, Matt. What did you think of episode 2?
So continuing on that, I think I'm loving, like, again, the dark crime drama, and there's one really cool shot I think that stands out to me when Maul's in there taking over the Pike transport. I think there's a guy inside where he lifts him up with the Force onto the ceiling, and then they zoom out and they show him like boom, that flash, because it like cuts him in half on the ceiling. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that Darth Maul's still right. He's still evil. He's still bad. It doesn't seem like there's no redeeming arc here for him. They're not making him fluffy, so I appreciate that. Like, he's still Maul. I mean, I think that's where, in contrast with the protagonist, Lawson is kind of really helping pull us through that crime drama. I ask this question: Do you think we might see Bad Batch cross over in this?
It'd be really interesting if we did. It would kind of have to fit somewhere between those one-off plot lines that we got scattered through season 1, but the Bad Batch was very continuous throughout most of its season, so I think it would probably have to try and fit into between the seasons if it did do anything. I know we saw Captain Rex kind of come and go from that show, and maybe there's a chance that we'll see kind of some familiar characters that we've seen.
Maybe we'll get
yeah, but who knows? I mean, like, I know like Sid, we all kind of hate Sid by the end of the show, but like she's she's kind of in that world. Like maybe she'll pop up. Like, I mean, there's always a chance that these shows kind of coexist in the same space. So like there's always a chance that we could in fact get some of those crossovers. And I wouldn't be surprised either if maybe we found out that some of these Tales of stories also kind of cross over, because we've had multiple Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. And a few of those shows have episodes that do, in fact, kind of cross over in this rough time period. So it would be interesting if we saw, maybe Barriss Offee operating as an Inquisitor during her Inquisitor days, because those little animated series kind of tend to act as a bit of a flashback and kind of express through a certain story without really driving in the day-to-day details. And as much as I love them, like, they are very short, right? And, there's a lot of room for those stories to expand expand if they wanted to. And, based on the trailer, we are getting Inquisitors showing up later in the season. So, I do wonder, like, hey, maybe that's a good opportunity to kind of expand on some of those things. I mean, we did see Merrick from the Ahsoka show, pop up in one of those Tales of series, and we are probably going to see him again. So it is.
Was
it gives me hope.
Offie confirmed as a Inquisitor?
Yeah, in her Tales of series, yeah, she was officially the fourth sister or something. Like I forget exactly her title.
I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, you should watch it again. It's good. Like
I might need to.
She has to kill another Jedi Padawan to get her space.
I really wish
right.
they took the budget from Acolyte and just went full on live action Darth Maul. That's what I mean. This would have worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like that's a great point. Like the kind of script writing, the kind of action, the kind of cinematography that we're seeing in this animated show is deserving of almost being live action in itself, right? Like this
that would be very cool.
Yeah, like this could in fact be a live action show, and people would probably dig it up, right? Like it's I mean, but that's just a tribute to how good this animated show is. It is the best animated show like on streaming probably right now, like on TV/streaming. Like it is so nice to look at. The sound is amazing. The
I think
music
it would
is
look
great.
a lot worse if it was live action. Like I feel like a lot of the live action shows, like honestly, have been looking a lot more like grey these days. Like this one looks like super colorful and everything.
Yeah, they've really leaned into the fact that it's animation. So they put on the flair, right? Like they put on like a nice art style on top of, because it's a really nice looking show. So like, that's a great point to make too, because, if it was live action, they wouldn't be able to do that necessarily.
And also I feel like the lightsaber scenes would be a lot slower as well than live action.
That is true.
Yeah, that is something that the live action shows have kind of been failing us at a little bit is having
I think we've just been spoiled with the animated show.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot easier to do fast paced. Actually, this is coming from someone who has no idea about animation at all, but I feel like it's easier to get to that level of speed in animation than it is to actually train people to fight that quickly. Like you can do a lot more, I guess, animated wise.
Yeah, for sure. This is not the first time that we've seen somebody in their private residence, just kind of living their day-to-day life. I thought it was kind of a cool moment in this episode. We get the
cereal.
Yeah, like it was kind of a serial moment. Yeah, like a serial moment, a serial moment. When you get like Captain Brander walking into his place, chatting with his son Riley. I was like, man, this is kind of a a neat, intimate sort of moment, like you see this guy he's just a dude, he's just a normal guy with a job that keeps him constantly going to work, like
very busy.
Yeah, and he's instantly a relatable character because I think a lot of people have kind of experienced that. Either you are the person always working and trying to balance the work child scenario, the work family scenario. Or maybe you grew up with having a parent that was always kind of at work, right? Like I feel like a lot of people can probably relate to it on some level. And that's important because, you're in this fantasy sci-fi world. It's very easy to not be able to relate to characters,
Yeah, you need your Luke Skywalkers.
Yeah. And not that we're all farmers or anything like that, but I mean, he's just a guy, right? Like when you see him on the farm and kind of complaining about staying on another season.
A whole nother season.
Yeah, it's a whole nother season. But I was going to go to Tashi's station and pick up some power converter, because that's exciting. But I mean, like,
how boring it is.
Yeah, it's just interesting, right? Like, it's interesting to see these characters. And by the end of episode 2, they've already kind of nailed down this, this relatable side of that character. And you buy into him. And that's really solid storytelling.
For sure. Good writing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me think here. What,
do we have any additional information to like I'm going to call him a Jedi Master, but you have no idea if he's a master or not. The character, like, is he? I think you mentioned his name. We're talking about the first episode. Like, there's a Twi'lek, and then her like judo master or whatever, Jedi Master.
Iko
Yes.
Diodaki.
Yeah, Daki. Yeah. What about him?
I'm just curious more about him. Like, is he just like a totally new unknown character at this point, or is there something that they pulled from?
Yeah, he's totally new. He's new for the show. In fact, I don't even think we've ever seen one of his species before. He's totally new to the lore.
Interesting.
Is he a Jedi remnant left over? Or
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I think that's what they're getting at. On one of the posters that I saw for the show, like he is holding a blue lightsaber. So I think there is there is some story there with, and we see him use the Force and stuff to save all those civilians on the bridge.
Cool.
So yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy. Like he's kind of like got this chill attitude and. That was another thing. I think I guess it was in kind of in episode 1, but another way to kind of bring it down to the ground these characters a bit more is we see the Jedi there Izara, she's hungry and she's like contemplating on like stealing some food and. It's like, dang, right. like they've been, because it's like, you wonder about those kinds of things, it's like, oh, what did the Jedi do when they were on the run, when they were outcast from all these people that hated them and that would probably feel like they would get executed or taken in by the Imperials if they helped them. We've seen what the Inquisitors do to those random people in Tatooine when they're looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Like one of them gets their arm cut off. And it's a scary thing, right? So like what do those Jedi do? The ones that are on the run, the one that came to Obi-Wan in the desert and we find him hung the next day. Like what is he even? Where is he getting his food? Is he stealing? Is he technically a criminal? He used to be a good guy and now he's kind of stealing stuff. Like like what's the deal, right? And so
because you can kind of see that happening in like the first episode, right? And like the apprentice kind of was trying to do that.
Yeah. It's like it's like her first time, and they make it clear that she's never stolen before and that they've never stolen before, and he kind of urges her not to, and she does it anyway.
Yeah.
And,
Vibe with the kindness of others.
Yeah. We rely on the kindness of others. Yeah.
Change. Take off, Slimo.
Showing her compromise, do you think that's kind of alluding to like that she can possibly turn to the dark side?
I think she's kind of
I felt like that was a seed being sown, that she was like more open to it than an average Jedi.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like I think she's got some, she's not totally closed off to committing any kind of action that would mean her survival, right? Like, and I think that's where that fine line is like, a Jedi like her friend is adamant, like we will simply rely on the kindness of others, and that just means daily bread, right? Whereas like she's kind of sick and tired of doing that. She's impatient. She's kind of grown beyond wanting to be that way, and she's like, well, like I'm just gonna do it, right? Like I'm just like I'm gonna do what I want to do, and kind of reminds you of that Clone Wars-esque Anakin where he stabs that dude he stabs that guy in the back, which no Jedi does. Like no Jedi like executes anybody like that. And his response to Obi-Wan was like, what? He was going to blow up the ship. It's just simply
justify the means.
Yeah, justify the means. It was like, well, this dude was going to kill us all. Like, I mean, I'm just going to kill him right here. Right. Like, I mean, but it was funny because the tension and the build up leading to that situation was like this really tense music, and like Satine was being held hostage, and all this stuff, and he's just like
couldn't kill him because he's unarmed.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like, oh, what are you gonna do, Jedi? Are you gonna kill me? And your love interest is gonna forever look at you differently. And Anakin's like, well, screw this guy, I'll just do it. Like it's pretty funny. So I think like bringing it back down to that level, whereas it's like, oh yeah, it kind of adds perspective to these characters a little bit. So that's good. Anyone else got anything for this episode here? Anyone like that car chase, the speeder chase?
That was awesome.
That was very cool. It was very well executed, I thought.
Yeah.
Very well done. It had some like vibes to it too, like some Akira. I don't know if you remember Akira. That
right?
Okay. Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, from Solo.
Yeah.
I have a couple of tidbits if there's time.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, just one kind of thing I found kind of funny was that the police guy, like sort of the main police guy that we're following, trying to find out what's going on. When he comes home to his son, like it shows him like walk in the door, if I remember correctly, and his son's like, oh hey, you're home, and he like gets coffee and like talks to him for like maybe a minute, and then he gets a call. And he's like, oh, I gotta go again. Like, he came home. It was like he wasn't even inside for 2 minutes, and then he has to like leave like again. It was kind of funny how it was like a huge, like such a fast turnaround for for that. Like, it's not even like they're having a conversation about it, and then he has to go. Like, you literally see him get home, and then he goes like within a minute.
Right.
And I wonder if that might kind of play like that might be a bit of a plot point, possibly, or like
the twist is his son becomes Maul's apprentice. It's like a red herring.
Yes, my thing's much more like mundane, but it's like because it shows him visibly very tired when he's at home, and when he goes back to when he gets called in back to work, and he's like trying to like look at the screen or whatever. You can visibly see him; he's very tired, and I don't know if that something might happen next episode because of that. I'm just guessing. It might be something super minor, but that's just like something that I saw. And at the end of the other one was when Maul, like the short like Jedi Master guy, he like gets to Maul, and they're gonna have like a showdown possibly, and then all Maul does is like pull his hand down a bit and then to break the bridge, and he basically just turns and walks away because he knows that the guy has to save the people because he's a Jedi.
Yeah, because he's a Jedi.
Like he's so confident in like the Jedi's sort of mentality and like what their priorities are that he just like pulls a bridge down so the guy has to save them, and he like walks away almost even before the Jedi like reacts. He's like, yeah, he has to deal with that, so I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, I like that too. It was almost like he knows the Jedi so well now, and their habits and what their choices are going to be. Like, they make for a very predictable opponent.
Yeah, exactly. I think we saw the Acolyte too.
Yeah, for sure.
Right near the beginning, Kaden though. Stamped.
To get back as well to what you said about the cop, like another subtle detail that I should kind of mention here is he's always drinking he's always drinking coffee, and it's just a stereotypical kind of always working cop, like thing,
exactly.
Like, it's just kind of a nice.
I also like when he went to go to that to meet up with that the Twi'lek in the second episode. I'm like, oh, this guy's a detective. Is he going to touch his mustache? And like shortly after, he starts like playing with his mustache, like does that detective mustache swirl.
Yeah.
The classic cop with a mustache. He has to have a mustache.
Yeah,
man.
It's good mustache.
Right.
Yeah, he's good. He's
part of the job application,
and he's a good cop too. Like you can tell, like, this is, there's always those shows where you got like the stereotypical like good cop, and that's gonna be him then, for the rest of the show. But it's neat. We get to see it from the story unfold from the point of view of like the law kind of hunting this kind of guy down, right? Which is cool.
Is it just me? Sorry to play Bogan's advocate here, but is it just me, or is like the thing I mildly found a little bit annoying about where this show could be going is that we've got like another introduction of like an adult and like kid partnership again. Like, we got it for like Mandalorian, we have it for Bad Batch, we had it for we're gonna have it for Starfighter as well, and then like this one, like we've got Maul and this like Jedi child apprentice kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
I feel like she's older though than those shows, right?
Yeah, she seems older.
I think she's like 17 or 18 or something.
Yeah. I'm getting that vibe too. I think she's kind of, just beyond
more like a young adult,
old Padawan, like 19, like Anakin's age in episode 2 type thing. I think she's kind of like a almost young adult type age. That's the kind of feeling that I was getting too. So I don't know.
We'll see, but I just thought, this could be. I hope it doesn't go into like one of those that like master and young apprentice trait again. But
I totally understand I totally understand what you're talking about, because even Bad Batch had like Omega, and
it has become a bit of a stereotype at Star Wars at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. There's always like the kid character, right? So I mean, truth be told, like, this is made for kids. But it's like, I guess it helps, bring in kind of some younger viewers and stuff like that. But that was something that, some advice.
Like relatable for them, yeah.
Yeah, and those are George's
I'm sure many
words.
infants appreciated Grogu being in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, like, yeah, probably. Yeah, I think
I find it inspiring.
I think
One
they,
day
yeah,
too can
That's right. Yeah, it's kind of a window into the universe for them.
they dig it.
exactly.
Yeah. It wouldn't be complete for a chat without bringing up Rena Sewell, who is a very interesting character that that Captain Brander Lawson actually goes to consult with about information regarding the Shadow Collective. So she appears to be kind of the plugged-in, neutral, sort of shady kind of character, but also nice. You know, she works with a police officer and gives him the information she needs, but she also seems like she was once in a position of perhaps being in a position to align herself with Maul, the way that she talked about the Shadow Collective, having been maybe presented with the offer of joining it at once upon a time. So.
It did seem that way, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know how shady this character is yet. It's possible she could show up a lot more, but it seems like maybe we found our Sid for the series. Like she could be kind of a wild card when presented with some twists and turns. Like maybe she's going to be the one that unexpectedly becomes the betrayer or something like that. Who knows? That's just my own speculation. But
was she a new alien race as well?
I think so.
She reminded me a lot of the squid aliens from Mass Effect.
Yeah, I think she is, because if you look her up online, like her species isn't really listed anywhere.
It's not okay.
At least as far as I can find. So yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Put a pin in it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's give this some Pablo points of Pudas, unless anyone has anything last minute 2 cents you want to bring in, or
I will just say. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Well, I was looking at the showrunner, Matt Mikonovitz. He was also a writer. He did like 47 episodes on 24. You can definitely kind of feel that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and he's been around a while. Like Matt has been. I think he did Bad Batch. I'm pretty sure he was involved back on Clone Wars too. Like
I said he has Clone Wars episodes too.
Yeah, he's got 11 Clone Wars writing credits on IMDb. So starting back in season 3 and then hitting season 4 with a few episodes. He apparently did the season 3 Citadel arc, which was a highlight. The season 4 Krell Umbara arc, which was also a highlight. And,
those are great episodes.
And then he did the season 7 Bad Batch story arc, which was later finished in the season 7 release. And then went on to helm a lot of the stuff for Bad Batch and other animated shows following. So yeah, really, really good writer. He was also a writer on Star Wars Rebels as well. So yeah, great to kind of have him involved. Sweet. Okay, let's give this guy some Pablo points of Pudas. Also, I don't know why I didn't do this before, but we've got our music for Pablo points of Pudas. Okay, chapter 2. Let's start. let's start with you, Dan. What do you give this guy?
This one was a little bit better than the first one. Both were great episodes. I give this one a 2.2.
2.2. Okay, so that rounds down to a 2 at a 2-pointer, or do you want to round that up to a 2.5?
2.3. Or let's do 2.5.
2.5. Okay. All right. Cool. Kirk, what about you, man?
I think I enjoyed the first one a bit better, so I'll put this one at a 1 Pablo point for me.
Okay, great. And I totally forgot to exit you out at the first one. I assume that you kind of finished the second one as we were talking about it.
No, I did finish it in the end.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, Nick, what about you?
Well, I'm going to go right in the middle between the first two reviews and say that I liked the second one exactly the same as the first one. So I'm going to give it also a 1.5.
Also a 1.5, okay. All right, Matt, where are you at?
I'm going to keep mine at it. What? I guess a 2.
Okay, so you're pretty consistent. So 2 and 2 for the first one and the second one. Okay, all right. Blake.
I'm also in that tough spot where it's it feels consistent, but having looked at them back to back, I feel like with fresh eyes, this one had a little more plans planting of seeds for later in the series, and so maybe there wasn't as much specifically interesting stuff for this episode unto itself. So I think I'll go with a 1.5, knowing that it's going to pay off later.
Really? 1.5? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. And I will give this one a 2. So I'm sticking also with the 2-pointer game. Yeah, once again, I'll do team averages kind of when we get a few more episodes go on here, I guess. And I got to fix the document, but yeah, that's so that is it. That is Pablo Points of Pudas for these episodes here. This after show as well as Maul Shadow Lord will go on for the next let's see, the next 1, 2, 3,
8 more episodes, right?
Yeah, so we got 8 more episodes, and I think we get 2 each week.
Is it 2 every week?
Possibly, because it says there's 10 episodes in total, I believe. So I don't know. At some point, I'm sure we're
gonna watch the third one right after this.
Yeah. So tonight, as of us recording this episode, and this drops tomorrow. So as of tonight, episode 3 and 4 are now currently available as of 10 minutes ago, because they came out at 9 o'clock. So my TVA tracker app just sent me the reminder. We have 2 episodes, chapter 5 and 6 coming out on the 19th, chapter 7 and 8 coming out on the 26th, and the final 2 episodes coming out on May 3rd, which is the night before Star Wars Day on the 4th of May. And, I guess, we'll do something special for that. So people can look forward to, the annual May 4th something. Whatever we end up doing.
Is it annual if we don't even know what it is?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to figure it out, but all right. We got one last little piece.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, hello.
Dave and George will be joining us.
That's right.
That's right. It's a special interview.
David for the full episode. I look forward to when Josh gets to interview them both at the same time.
Oh man,
I've always wanted to hear their perspectives.
Wonderful.
Oh, and Anakin. We'll get Anakin as well. He's also going to be there.
He's there too. Yeah, all Hayden.
Yeah, all Hayden. Yeah. All right. We got 2 more small segments to do before we wrap up here. So let's dive into a quick news article that Blake found that we're going to talk about briefly, and then we'll cap things off with our redonkulous chapter of Anakin's Lost Diary. So let's take a listen.
Yes.
You can call me Lord Maul. At last we will reveal more news on the podcast.
All right, so we've got an article here. Blake, you want to talk about what this is?
Yeah, so it's an article for Screen Rant that I just thought was interesting, worth talking about, because I know we have a lot of fans here on the round table that have been fans for a long time and read a lot of the old EU books and stuff. So the article, in a nutshell, is talking about a round table of some authors, including Timothy Zahn and Claudia Gray, and they're both pointing out that a lot of the EU characters from before the Disney takeover that kind of got kiboshed, they've tried to bring them back, and including Mara Jade. And Lucasfilm has been a very hard, no, we're not doing that, which I thought was, because I just thought they hadn't found a way to bring them back in a way that would really fit, so people hadn't really got around to it. But it sounds like they might actually be actively not interested in bringing back that character.
Does anyone else here kind of familiar with that character?
Yes.
Mara Jade, yes.
But Mara Jade is also part of the canon that they're kind of refusing to.
Yeah, part of the old EU. I don't know. Do you guys have any strong opinions on whether or not that character should come back?
I really liked her.
She's Luke's wife, right? Eventually.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
I love the Heir of the Empire.
Yeah, I want her to see her back. I'd love to see her back.
Yeah. So like we were saying, Dan.
Go ahead, Dan. I feel like you didn't finish your point there.
Yeah.
No. She was I love that trilogy. I love the characters, and I would be happy to see them work her in somehow. I know it'd be hard because, obviously we're past the young Luke phase. So I don't know how they would do it unless it was
yes and no.
Form.
I feel like we're getting bits and pieces of it out of Mandalorian and stuff, but we obviously have a hard ending because we know what happens in the sequels. But if something were to happen in that timeline, I would be okay if one of the things that led Luke to be in the place that he was as Mara Jade was there and she died.
Yeah,
I think that might help me believe his depression that we see him in at
for sure.
in the sequel trilogy.
I mean, there's still a lot of untold years in which they haven't explained, too much about what Luke was doing in that time period, between episode 6 and 7. And even the Marvel Comics run that they recently had that takes place within the canonicity, was cut pretty short. So it's not completely out of the question that maybe there is some space in there to have a story that includes that character. And, even if she is a smaller part to play in his life, compared to the EU where they have a child and he goes on to be, a Jedi in his own right and everything like that. I mean, she was a very prominent figure in the old EU, much like how Thrawn was, but they still found a way to work that character into the canon. So, I mean, I see there's some potential there to bring the character back in. And maybe, I mean, the good news to me is that maybe they don't want an author doing that because the way
I'm starting to wonder that now myself.
Yeah, because the way that they brought Thrawn in was introduced through animation again, right? Not through a book. And then they had Timothy Zahn go back and do books to kind of fill in.
They're releasing an animated show right now.
Yeah, I mean, and who knows, right? Maybe that's how they kind of work Darth Talon into this whole thing. Maybe Devin will be known as Darth Talon to Maul at some point in the series, but who knows, right? I mean, he's not really pursuing the whole Sith Lord thing anymore. Will she be a Darth at all? Are they gonna maybe nickname her Talon? Or, yeah, who knows, right? It's kind of one of those weird things where they can use the EU stories as kind of a template and then make their own version, that fits within the continuity that we've already got. So,
yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yeah.
All right. So it's still a glimmer of hope, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, thanks for
never give up. I mean, we're finally getting a Firefly sequel with everyone back. So, stranger things have happened.
Right. All right. Time for our final segment. And we'll get Nick to. We'll get Nick to collaborate with. Let's see, who hasn't gone for a while? Maybe
you don't have any in the bank. I think I suggested one a while back.
I don't think we have. I don't think I have one in the bank. No.
What about the one with the bus?
The bus. Which one was that?
I can Obi-Wan on a bus. Awesome.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think I kept that one.
What?
I think that was part of our yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll explain it in just a moment here. But yeah, Nick, prepare yourself and I don't know, let's take a twist from Kirk. Have you done one of these for a while, or you haven't done one of these yet, have you? Anakin's Lost Diary?
I was jumped with one
a
few weeks ago where Obi-Wan got very derobed and things started happening. I was very confused.
Right. Okay. All right. Prepare to throw some ideas out there for what kind of story we're looking for. So let's get into this. All right, Blake, you want to give us the rundown? What is this about?
So a number of weeks ago, Josh and I were actually stopping at Toshi Station to pick up power converters, and there was a guy in the corner, and he left his book when he left the station. I thought I'd take a look at it, and lo and behold, it was Darth Vader's lost teenage diary. I don't know how I came across it, but I couldn't help but start reading and shared it with my good pal Josh.
Nice, yeah, it was quite the gift. But this book is so fat. It's got every story you can possibly imagine. Anakin does write a lot. It's
pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah,
I know he was quite the author.
Kind of a drama queen. I mean, yeah. But there's a table of contents here, and we're looking for a story that might include some pretty wacky ideas. So
I remember, I've always wanted to learn more about that time that Anakin accidentally got into Padme's bank account and spent all of her inheritance money alongside Obi-Wan on some illicit speed racer gambling. And they had to go on some financing adventure in order to get the funds back. That was
They were planning all their schemes of how to get it back, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I've only heard rumors about this financing adventure, but they went too crazy one time, and Anakin he can't just live off of his Jedi salary. He had to tap into Padme's secret bank account, which Obi-Wan approved of because he was pretty into it.
Right.
And they went on a wild adventure to get that money back.
All right, let's. I think I found the one you're looking for, Kirk. It's the chapter called "The Coruscant Gambit." So let's take a listen here. All right, Anakin, the professional pod racer enthusiast, amateur financial strategist, apparently, and Obi-Wan, very stressed, currently regretting every life choice since Theed. They seem to be on a transport in space in this chapter. And here it goes. The cabin is posh. Obi-Wan is sipping tea, looking at a star map. Anakin is hunched over a holopad, sweating. It is a simple diplomatic mission, Anakin. Relax. Why are you staring at a datapad as if it's a thermal detonator? It's a private account. Padme gave me a code for emergencies. And this is an emergency? Aside from your lack of focus? Well, the odds on the Boonta Classic just shifted, Master. Sebulba's engine has a hairline fracture. If we bet now, I bet we could triple the Naboo royal inheritance. I mean, we could, in theory, buy a moon. Anakin, put that away. This is her family's legacy. It's for infrastructure, hospitals, and I'm investing in it. Think of the interest, Obi-Wan. I'm doing this for her. The roar of the engines is deafening in the Mos Espa arena. The screen flashes. The winner on screen. Dud Bolt. Obi-Wan, deathly quiet. Dud Bolt. Did you just bet her entire ancestral estate on a pilot named Dud? The fracture. Sebulba's fracture didn't blow until the final lap. It's caused a pileup. It's a statistical anomaly, Obi-Wan. It's a catastrophe, Anakin. The account balance is zero. It's literally zero. You've bankrupted a senator. Oh my, we are going to be expelled from the order. Actually, I hope we are, because she's going to kill us before the council gets a chance. Maybe we can ask for a refund? Anakin, you can't ask for a refund from the Hutts. Anakin is pacing. Obi-Wan just has his head in his hands. Okay. Don't panic. I have a plan. We just need 2 million credits by sunset. Is that all? Perhaps we can find a lost treasure map or sell the Jedi starfighters. Can't sell the ships. They have trackers. But I mean, look at the board. Look at the night runners, the street races tonight. I mean, the top prize could be 3 million credits. No rules. No, absolutely not. We are Jedi, not common street races. Master, do you want to tell her? Do you want to look at Padme Amidala in the eye and tell her that her grandmother's lake house now belongs to a gambling syndicate run by a guy named Stinky? What kind of ship do we need? Well, I found a junker out back. It's missing a stabilizer and the fuel line is held together by a thermal poncho, but it'll do. Fine. But if we die in a ball of fire, I'm never speaking to you again. That's the spirit. You handle the navigation and the force shielding. I'll handle the aggressive maneuvers. I should have stayed on the transport. I should have been a librarian. Come on. I mean, if we win, we replace the money and keep an extra million for ourselves. She never has to know. Yes, because your secret plans always have a way of going smoothly. Well, what an eventful, eventful
I
chapter.
swear that was a Clone Wars arc that got leaked.
Oh, well, it's a great life lesson, kids. Don't spend a senator's salary on betting.
Don't bet on a guy named Dud.
I love how Obi-Wan is the one to recommend to sell the Jedi starfighters. That's so in character.
Nick is like, what just happened?
I don't know what that was.
I mean, every week it seems to be a random hit or miss story, and you know, some of them are pretty crazy, and others are sort of like your like your average Tuesday. But
I have to say the one where Obi-Wan becomes addicted to death sticks. That one was dialed to 11.
that was the story. Tales of the Underworld.
Also, them in the locker room. I think when he's putting on his pants, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, the tight pants. That was a good one. All right, let's see.
I seem to recall there's one where Anakin and Obi-Wan were on a public bus, like a Greyhound sort of ship, and Anakin really needed to pee.
Yeah, that's
the bathroom
right.
was out of order.
I think that's right. And then Obi-Wan, I think Obi-Wan like recognized somebody on the bus and like couldn't figure out what it was. Yeah, I think we got to try and find that one again. Like I'm pretty sure it's tucked in here somewhere, but we'll try and get to that one next week. We'll read that one off in the next one.
It's an endless diary. That's the beauty of it. It's a great find, you two.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, sir.
It's lucky that guy left it at Tosh Station.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Any last things to bring up before we wrap it up here?
No, let's hurry up, wrap it up, so I can start watching episode 3.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we better close out then, because episode 3 and 4 is currently on Disney+.
It is 2 episodes. Oh, damn.
It is two each week. So I guess just to get back to Nick was saying, even though the episodes are a bit, not like hour-long episodes or anything like that, at least you get 2 back to back. So
right, there's some kind of arc.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. Who has any links and socials to share?
You can always find me on sketch2paint.com or sketch2paint Insta.
All righty. Cool. And you can find that in the description box below. And we will we got a bunch of stuff down there, including Kirk's YouTube channel. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming back and entertaining the Star Wars fans out there. So I'll sign off one by one here, but thank you, Nick. We'll see you in another one.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back on the podcast.
Thank you. And thank you, Matt, for coming back as well.
May the force be with you.
Big thank you to Dan, although he is already gone. So may the force be with you, Dan. And Kirk, good seeing you again. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me. See you guys next time.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
Very nice. And thank you to our other co-host, Blake. We will see you in the next one.
It's always a pleasure. We'll see you out there. Keep flying.
All right. May the force be with you to our audience. Please check out those links in the description box below, our YouTube channel, and look forward to many episodes to come.